It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
Hello, model citizens. Welcome to another Sidetrack Sunday, and I have a really fun build that I am looking forward to getting to. It is an 80th birthday present, basically. We are going to take one of my favorite pieces of equipment, the Iowa Scaled Engineering Motorman, and we are going to get a Central New Jersey RDC running back and forth on the train shuttle controller, and I'm gonna wire it all up so that I can pack it up and so that somebody else can hopefully put it together without too much trouble. So that's the plan for tonight. I hope everyone is doing really well. I do have a poll going. The poll is basically, have you ever given the gift of model trains? So I'm curious. I know that we did a Christmas thing about 2 years ago, and I'm looking into doing it again. But I'm just curious who gives gifts of trains. I know I enjoy the hobby, so this is kind of an exciting opportunity for me, I guess, to be able to give, you know, trains as a gift. So let's take a quick look, see who's joining us this evening, and start off there. We have Mr. Boxcar Jerry, who likes chocolate ice cream. Cameron from Caboose 121, Sean from Dackman Productions. We got Derail, Daryl in the house, Digger Evans Model Railways here, Don Head, Dwight Curley, FL Railroad Dog. We've got Rick from Fultz Bailey Model Railroad, another Sidetrack Sunday member. James Galton's in the house, Jeff the Railroad Enthusiast is here, Joe Rader, BlackRock Central Railroad, John Benicki, John Train BFGR, John 2618. How many Johns do we have? Ian from Lehigh River Subdivision, Lauren Hurwitz is here, Lynn McCurdy in the High Desert Modular Model Railroad, Manny Fernandez, Bernard from Mini Prince is here, Mr. Bictovid's in the house, Andrew, who likes hot dogs, Nisi J, Miss Ding Ding herself is here, Norman Rowe, BK and Double Model Works, Rail Artist is here, Randall Ellison, Roy Eltham's in the house, John from Schuylkill River Valley, another Sidetrack Sunday member. We've got Sparky 107107, Steve Childers is here, Steve 87th, PSAP, and the Plumber 33. The Plumber, are you new to the channel? I don't think I've seen your name before. If you're new here, please say hello in the chat so that people can say hello back and welcome you to this adventure that we call Sidetrack Sunday. Thomas Grassi is here, Trackside Mike, who used to be Mike B, who I understand is now doing a Monday night live stream at 7 p.m., so check that out. Looks like the Plumber is new here. Welcome. Thank you for coming tonight. And last but not least is Stephen from Wigwag Workshop, sometimes known as W3. I apologize if I missed anyone. It looks like Al Mar joined us as well. Carolina Foothills Railroad came in. I apologize if I missed anybody. Thank you all so much for being here. So far we've got 69% saying yes, they've given the gift of model trains, and 31% saying no. Very interesting. Let's check the chat to see. Yeah, more Steves than Johns tonight. That could be possible. I was Mike B before. Thanks, Heath. Oh, it's 8 p.m. on Mondays. There you go. Heath, the Plumber is always in chat. Oh, are you the Plumber? Are you from the UK? If Digger Evans knows you, I figure maybe you're one of the over the pond people. 3 dubs sup. I never know what Rick is talking about. If anybody can translate for me, let me know. Wiggy Waggy is W3. We all need all the Johns on one stream, so we could call it the John and John and John and John and John show. I'm sure I missed at least one John somewhere. I know Mystic Southern is John 7, but I don't really know who's 6 and 5 and 4 and some of the other ones. All kinds of Johns, but no Janes. Maybe there could be one. There could be one. Oh, I see. Wigwag is 3 dub. Right, because of WWW. Yeah. I get you. What's a sign of the apocalypse? I must have missed something. Rick's a fallen tree. Oh. I hope Rick can pick himself up and join us for this evening. So. Who is John? Only know 2 of them, John 2 and John 2618. Who are the other Johns now? I know I counted off a couple. John Benicki is here, who's a John. Now I'm like looking through the list, and now of course I can't remember. But I'm sure there's more Johns. It seemed like there were a bunch of Johns in a row when I went through the participant list. That is true. John Dilly's a John. John Train BFGR is a John. That's true. See, all these Johns are popping up now. TSG John, although he is not here today. So the 80th birthday was actually a little while ago, and I've kind of been dragging my feet getting this going, but yeah, if people don't know, Dakman just put out a CNJ video, and now I'm doing a CNJ video, so it's happening. It's happening right now. But yeah, I've got some of the usual trains running tonight. I've got the O scale and the G scale running up there nice and slow. I got the lights in the background a little dimmer tonight, just trying to, I don't know, create a mood, you know. It's a Sunday night, we're all hanging out, we gotta work tomorrow. Yeah, Randall, I am 80. I hope that I look pretty good, but, you know, we'll see. Al says, when I need a John, I can't find one. Isn't that true? Yeah, I am probably 80 in dog years. Actually, I'm probably a lot older than that in dog years. I do also have, I was going to say I have the Z-scale running, and of course I come over here and nothing is running. Oh, and it looks like this guy is just, boy, the Z-scale is just having a problem tonight. Apparently I can't win. We'll see. We'll get it going, maybe. With the changes in light, some of the sensors are getting a little bit messed out. Could someone time out Fultz Bailey Model Railroad. He is starting already. Unfortunately, we can't time out a mod. It's just one of the ways that it happens. Randall Ellison's, I need you for a life coach, Heath. I'm only 38. I feel like 138. Some days I feel that way as well. So, Mike the Rail Artist, be with me this next few days, driving to Minnesota this next few days, visiting my daughter and grandson. That sounds really awesome. Heath, my 80th birthday will be 10 years from now, just a heads up. James, you'll probably have to remind me. I probably will not remember that. Yeah, so there's the Z-scale stuff going around. So it's a little finicky tonight, but we got it there. I do have the trains running on the N scale. Well, normally this would be the N scale and the HO, but I don't have the HO there because part of the plan tonight is to get this going. So what we have is a Proto 1000 series. It's lifelike trains, RDC Bud car. And Norm Miller, who is my girlfriend's father, talked about seeing these as a kid out by the beach in New Jersey. So I thought it would be fun to get a Motorman, which is this guy right here. I've also got a couple of them. Let's see, which can we see them on? This camera right here, probably. So these are Motormans right here. I got one running each of the two tracks in the back. So this Motorman is going to be the one that we use with this RDC. And to make things very, very simple, we've got some Unitrack. And I didn't know this. How many people knew this, that Unitrack is code 83? It's not code 100. Sparky says, I found the timeout button for the mods. Uh-oh, the mods need to be careful. Steve87 PSAB saying you can time out a mod. I didn't think you could. So Jeff the Rail Artist, I probably will not put a station in the center of this, but you can. The Motorman allows up to, I believe it's 6 intermediate stops, all with setting different delays. So yes, you can use their sensors and set up multiple stops. I'm not planning on it, but it is possible. Fultz Bailey, Model Railroad says, he's still here, turn it up. You can't put him down, you can't stop him. RDCs are really cool to see in person. I saw a Lehigh Valley RDC was sitting outside at the Pennsylvania Railroad Museum when we were in Strasburg for the meet and greet. So it was cool to see it. It's been that way for a while, which is why I like using it, because it's code 83. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. What I actually have back here that I'm going to put the train on in a second, that is this Kato Unitrack. So I'm using it, and it's been working great for me back there. And just because I love running trains off the ends of tracks, we also have bumpers at the end. So the plan is, I've got a feeder track. I'm gonna mount the sensors to these feeder tracks. So these will be at the end, right next to the bumpers. And then these tracks, we can make it as long as we want with these tracks. I think it can. I think I've got about 4 feet set up, so we'll wire it for about that. We'll connect up the wiring for the Motorman, and we'll try and get things running. Trackside Mike, thank you so much for the super sticker. He's got the hype super sticker doing the thing. It's pretty good. Let's see. Heath is avoiding building his lab. I have so many of these little projects that I'm just trying to get out of the way, which is part of the problem. And I had finally cleared all of this off behind me. And if you notice again, everything is covered again. So I'm just, I'm having a hard time getting started. Second Section podcast just released videos and the podcast and whatnot about burnout. And I wouldn't say I'm necessarily burned out, but I'm having a really hard time getting started on such a big project as the layout. So I've been focusing on these little projects. I just finished up my Choo Choo Barn edit for when I was in Strasbourg, so that's going to be released Thursday. I've got the project here on the table to look at. I've got another little project coming up as well. I got a proto throttle and I got a different back box for it so we can change the color of the back box, which I like. And I've got some little knobs just to kind of make the proto throttle, you know, a little different from the standard, I guess, just to kind of, you know, have, so that's a little project that I got. I changed up the lighting tonight, which is another little project that I got. There's a lot of like little things going. Yeah, the proto throttle is really interesting, and I'm going to need a little help setting it up, but I was using it on the time saver, and the way the braking works is just a completely different way of thinking about it. So somebody was asking earlier, is the RDC the same as the Doodlebug? I don't know the answer. Fred Wild says, the way I understand, the Doodlebug was gas electric and the RDCs were diesel hydraulic. They do have a similar function, I think, from what I've seen. They're both sort of self-propelled passenger style cars. So, see, for me, this room's air conditioned, so I would much rather spend time in this air conditioned room than be out in the heat some of these days. So I'm happy being inside. Heath, where along the Jersey do they run? No one in my family ever said anything about them. I don't know the answer, but Dakman at Dakman Productions just did a video. Head over there, check it out. And I think, if I don't recall, he talks a little bit about where it runs. Another person that might know a lot about the CNJ is John2618, as John is a huge fan of the Blue Comet. So maybe if we can convince John to do a little typing tonight, he will he'll be able to explain a little bit more. One of the things that is definitely lacking for me is my knowledge of a lot of the history of trains. I love running them, I love putting them together, but I'm just not really a history guy. Ray, welcome. Ray, another Sidetrack Sunday member. I'm working on a medium project that leads into a bigger project. And that's exactly what I'm doing as well. I'm starting these little projects that have to do with the layout that'll turn into more stuff. Yeah, Sue the Merauke Road, William has a lot of videos on modifying the proto throttle. Here's something funny that I'll show people if I can. Yeah, here it is. So I watched William's video, and William's video showed the back box as being 1591, and I went online and I found a 1591 BLK. So I bought it, and it's an LBK. It's this little tiny box, and if you put it next to the proto throttle, it's the wrong box. So I had to go back out and get another box, which is the correct size box. So both of these boxes are 1591s. One is a D, one is an L. You need the D, not the L. Sparky says, I wear wigs for Super Chats. You need a wig for Super Chats, at least a ball cap. I do have my Humanity Junction ball cap that I could put on to save people from the glare, but then I do find it puts like a shadow on my face, so, you know, it happens. Let's see. Oh, that's right. It's hot in the U.S. Yes, it is hot. Oh, except for where you are, Steve. It happens. Is that Lionel behind you? Of course, people notice. Yes, so we've got some Lionel stuff that I just picked up. One of these is a clown car. One of them is the elephant car, the operating car. This, I have never heard of this company before. This is a Chris Model Trains KMT circus box car that I just got. So we'll open that up at some point. This over here, which you can't see right now, this is a K-Line car. It's another in the set of those circus cars up there that I didn't know existed. So that was kind of a new surprise for me. And then this is something that's really exciting that I got to pull off. I got to pull all the trains off the layout to run. But this is a Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey, what's it called? A rail roadster, I think it's called. It operates on Lionel track. It actually runs on the track. And this is a little crew bus. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Steve87 PSAP, me too, Heath. I'm not much into the history. I like operating information and what trains actually service. Yeah, and this is the Central New Jersey stuff's just a little bit out of my wheelhouse. So I think the Lehigh Valley Railroad Hazleton to Lehigh, Pennsylvania passenger train ran its last year with a single bud unit. There you go. William's videos are excellent. Yeah, if you don't know William, check out Sue the Milwaukee Road. So yeah. Oh, turn the cap around. But if I turn the cap around, you don't see the logo. I don't look like I'm 80 anymore, I think, if I do this. There he is, Norman Miller. So this is for Norman Miller. So Norman, tell us the story. Princeton, New Jersey has a dinky from Junction to downtown. Princeton is a bud. Oh, currently? It's currently a bud car? I didn't know that. I may just have to go down there. And Connor O'Nut says I have the one that's the SWAT truck. Yeah, I'm actually getting another one that is, I forget what it is, but I'm getting two of them. Yeah, right. All I'm trying to do, the first thing that I want to do is take this out of the box and put it on the HO scale track behind me and run it. And it's already 20 minutes in, and I haven't gotten there. I haven't gotten there yet. But most of them are detail associates who recently went out of business, I believe. Are you talking about the bud cars or detail associates? Chris Model Trains was from Endicott, New York. That's next to Binghamton. Yeah, I do think it actually says that somewhere on the box. Yeah, Endicott, does say Endicott, New York up on the top. Pretty cool, like, box and everything, and it's a pretty cool looking box car, and I'd never seen it before, and you know, Ray says I want to run trains today. Never got to it. Yeah, I've got a speeder up there that's a circus speeder, a K-Line circus speeder that's up there. Sean McGee, welcome, sir. You know I spend too much time in live chats when the wife can call out your names by voice. Oh, that is too funny. Yeah, happy birthday, Norman Miller, even though we're a little bit late, but you know, we'll see. What is Digger asking for that's not going to happen tonight? Are we talking about actually opening this box up? Let's just do it, right? We'll open the Motorman next, but let's open this up. Let's actually take a look at this guy and get it open and go from there. So yeah. Jeff, the railroad enthusiast, do trolleys get their electric power from an overhead catenary wire or from the HO track? I'm thinking of getting one. The answer is yes. And the reason I say the answer is yes is because you can wire them both ways. So you can do it either way. So here's a little trick I've been doing. I try not to destroy the ends of the boxes. And I have a... Let's talk about it for another half hour. Hey, it's Sunday night. I could go on all night. So, you know, we don't have to think. No, it's not my birthday. It's Norm Miller's birthday. Oh, John, you're afraid to inventory your stuff? John. Yeah, me too. So here's a little trick that I'm sure I didn't come up with, but it's something that I do. On a lot of these boxes, sometimes the little flap stuff gets caught, and I try not to rip the ends of the boxes up. So I found if I take a putty knife little thing and I slide it into the end of the box here, that it makes it easy to get the box open without ripping the box. So I've that's how I open a lot of these boxes up, especially any of the collector's boxes, meaning like older stuff or whatever. I use that method. I don't know if anybody else does it, but you know. John says, I hate to say it, but I have more than that. Yeah, I know. Yeah, the Plumber 33, I was, you know, it's some of these K-line boxes, the ends are all like broken off and stuff on them. And it's like I'm debating, do I buy new ones just to get the new boxes or whatnot? But I've been doing that on some of the, you know, more collector items as well. Digger says, don't rush it. Take your time, buddy. I'm taking my time. We'll get there. So let's get this guy out of the box. If you looked at the thumbnail, you did see it's already been out of the box once. But take it out of the box. Should we read the instructions? I wonder, does anyone know, are these DCC ready? Not that we're going to run them in DCC, but I'm just curious if they are. So this is an RDC1, is what this is. CNJ, item number 31240, RDC1 CNJ 559, purchased on eBay. They come up every once in a while. So I got this guy. We're going to get this out of the box. Comes with knuckle couplers. It's got some nice weight to it. Got some nice detailing on the bottom, lifelike, made in China, down on the bottom. So yeah, 559. Looks like it does have a little bit of an interior. Got Central Jersey logo right on the front of it. So we're gonna go try and put this up on the HO scale track and see how it goes. Norman Earl, I have one that was converted to DCC sound. It's nice. There you go. Heath, oh, I meant to click on the other. Yeah, got to protect the resale value. Exactly. D-Row Daryl, Heath, is that tool childproof? No, I was able to figure it out, so no. Imagine if Heath opened boxes for a living. Yeah, you might think I'd be able to do it a little faster. Yeah, read those before you get the model out. Seems like most of the MTH O-gauge people throw the boxes away. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it, but the K-line circus stuff, you know, it's getting a little harder to find, especially some of the specialty ones. So I just try and keep the boxes in good shape. Dex Cutter 18 says, hate when I find O-gauge shoved into a big plastic tote loose. I know, like that. I just, yeah, the boxes are good for storage. Absolutely. Heath's an ape and 80. No. And why'd you say that twice, Norman? What's going on? I have one of those RDCs. I put a decoder in mine. Do you know, was it a drop-in like 8-pin? Or was it something different? Steve 87, so since that is running on the Jersey Shore, is it filled with a bunch of that don't know how to swim, family like it? It could be. I have seen, growing up, I worked at Sesame Place, story time. Growing up, I worked at Sesame Place theme park in Langhorne, Pennsylvania, and they used to get buses in from New York City. And when the buses would come in, the kids would all want to go down the water slides, because why wouldn't they want to go down the water slides? A good portion of them didn't know how to swim. They weren't, you know, just didn't have the experience of being in water. So these kids would come down the water slides and just go underwater, and that was it. They wouldn't come back up. And the lifeguards all day were pulling kids out from under the water because they just didn't understand. Andrew, Mr. McTovid, says G-scale boxes take up too much space. I only keep loco boxes and a few for each type of car. I know one YouTuber who actually talks about how he's got a separate storage unit for all of his, they happen to be O-scale boxes, but for all of his O-scale boxes. Uh-oh. Digger Evans throwing down. I said octogenarian, not orangutan, Norman. It was an integrated 8-pin decoder from Digitrax. Yeah, the reason I thought that is I've got some Proto 1000 subway cars, and they have 8-pin decoders that'll drop into them. Steve87, peace out. Yeah, my brother pulled many people out of the ocean during the summer in Jersey. Yeah, it happens. So let's come back here. We're gonna climb up here. I'm gonna actually unplug this Motorman back here. So when I put this on, the track is not live. We're gonna get this on the track. There we go. Currently I've got the Motorman set at DC and set at 35. So we'll see if it moves, and it didn't, which I find a lot of these older ones too, and I didn't actually test this either, so I don't know if it's actually going to work, but I found a lot of these older trains, you got to kind of run them up much higher to get them running, break them in a little bit, and then go from there. Also, oddly enough, so this is 100% right now. Oddly enough, I found a lot of these Proto 1000s, you need to crank the speed up to 100%, and I don't know, I'm not exactly sure why they want to run it 100%. The Proto 1000 subway cars that I have, one of the ones wants to run at 100%, and the other one will run around 4. Yeah, the RDC is geared very low, so I guess it's on purpose, which I guess is good. If Heath had his cap on, we could read the logo. I am wearing a logoed shirt, but yeah, you can only see it when I stand way back against the wall. Jerry Heath is an old guy now. He'll probably fall asleep soon. The build won't be happening for a while. Mark from My Life's Tracks, Finger Lakes Railroad will have 2 RDC cars for excursion soon. Heath, if you ever want to ride them, take Amtrak to Syracuse. I may have to. I'm hoping as we get further and further away from the showstopper and I have employment longer and longer, I hope to be able to take some more of these short trips. I think Mike wants me to open up the Motorman. I think that's what he's saying. My RDC runs at 75 to 85%. Yeah, and this is at 100 now, but it's the first time it's running, so I can see it taking a little bit more juice to get it going. So Norm, that's basically going to be your setup right there. But I gotta keep putting the rest of it together. That's true, Steve. I did open one box, so yeah. Dackman says, I remember the Cape May Seashore Lines RDC cars running, and they flew up the tracks. Oh, that is too true. Too true. Heath, open something. Anything, just open it. I did. We opened this box. See, it's empty. The box is empty. Thomas Splitrock wants to know, Ray, what brand is your RDC? Pink Static Grass. What are we talking about? Pink Static Grass. Andy, you are confusing me already, and you just got here. All right, so we're going to do this a little bit of an unboxing of the ISE Motorman. If you can see on the box, let's just zoom in a little bit on this label. It says right here, CKT Ping Pong. So at some point they were going to name it Ping Pong, not the Motorman. It's got the price right on the box. It is $99. You can go to Iowa Scaled Engineering and get it. One of my favorite pieces of kit. Yes, you can build your own with Arduinos and sensors and all that kind of stuff. This comes with the sensors for $99. It's DCC and DC. It's just simple. It's just really simple. So is it easy to hook up an NCE controller to Kato track? Yes. Well, it depends. So I'm lazy. I buy the Kato feeder tracks, and the Kato feeder tracks come with wires that come off of it. So you just plug it right in. Just plug it right in. So let's open the box. Let's see what's in here, and we'll go through all the pieces and parts that this comes with. So first and foremost, you get the manual. So as I always do with all of the manuals I get, I will put this aside and we will not look at it. The other thing we got is the train spotter sensors. And the train spotter sensors that ISE provides are, I believe they're like, now I hope I'm not misspeaking when I say this, but I believe they're 12 to 24 volts. They'll run off of anything, and they auto adjust for the environment. So like the sensors that I'm using on the Circuitron, which are photo sensors, you have to constantly be dialing them in as the light changes and all of that various things happen. With these train spotter sensors, pretty much you just set them up and they just work. They're very simple. So I got the right angle ones, which is what these are. So the right angle ones, the sensors are pointing out to the side. They have another version where the sensors are out to the top. So if you're going to mount them under your deck, you get the regular one. And the regular one, then you just drill a hole all the way through your deck, and you put it up, push it up through the bottom, and cut a hole in your track, and that works. The reason I got these is because I want to be able to lay them flat so that Mr. Miller does not need to drill a hole through his shelves. And I'm going to cut into the track and figure out some way to secure them underneath with a hole for where the sensor will come through. And then, he'll be able to hook it all up, and that's the way it'll work. So we've got two of these. So for the $99, comes with the two of them. Norman Rose says, how simple is it, Heath? It's 2 wires. You just hook up 2 wires and plug it in. It's just that easy. Yeah, throw that manual away. Read the manual before you get the goods out of the box. Yeah, we're up to 2 boxes already, so we're doing pretty good. Yeah, I've looked through the manual and checked out some stuff. I don't know about setting up intermediate stops. I haven't done that yet. I know Steve Childers has done that. I just haven't had a need to do it yet. But it is pretty simple to set up even if you haven't read the directions. So it is that. I think it's pretty simple. Just show if he's seeing is believing. I don't have an NCE system to show you. Yeah, I really like Iowa Scaled Engineering's engineering. I mean, the Proto Throttle is one of theirs, and the Motorman is one of theirs. And just these train spotter sensors are really good. They make sound modules. They have the Cicada sound module that I really like. So, yeah. Yes, there's plenty of room under the Kato track, so why not build the sensors right into the bottom? It just makes sense. And we'll talk about this now, just because we've got these sensors out. So the sensors here have 3 wires, and there's a left and a right sensor. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wires. Oh, and I miscounted. Oh, I should have gotten the 8x1. Well, they've got 5 wires. So the thought was, and I guess I messed this up, but we can make it work. I got this little connector so that I can glue these into the track and then have this connector to disconnect them. So I may or may not need this. One of the nice things about these, the RDC is really cranking right now. The other thing that's really nice about these is they do have a little connector on the wire. So the wire can't come off. So I can put this underneath, get it into place and line it up. And then, these wires just need to be connected in, and I'll just leave the other, I can leave the other half of it wired up. Yeah, Digger, I know. I'm always shocked when I messed up as well. Although I can guarantee happens more frequently than not. So what's in the white box? I'm thinking an SW1. What's in the white box is a power supply. So in addition to everything you get, they give you the power supply. The power supply comes with this little adapter. So if you need it in another country, you can just get it with a different adapter. I believe, if I remember correctly, this is a 1 amp power supply. Let's take a look. 1.3 amps. So it is 12 volt, 3000. Oh, 1.3 amp input, 3000 milliamps output. So that's a 3 amp. So it's a 12 volt, 3 amp power supply. So, you know, works pretty well with everything I got running back there. So that's the power supply it comes with. Oh, this thing, the way this goes in is you just line it up in the little holes, and it just does a little 1/8 of a turn, clicks in. Now you got that all set up. It is swell. It is swell. Ray, what do you want to make those 2 engines into? What is it? I only have 2 locos I want to repaint, the Santa Fe GP30 and the GPL29, the Frankenstein loco. There you go. Oh, it looks sad with its tongue hanging out. It does look pretty sad. It does. It happens. The RDC like motor is just like winding up. You can hear the motor winding up, but it's just like trucking along. We'll just keep letting that run to break it in. So the last item in here, wrapped up in some brown paper, is the device itself. So comes in a nice anti-static bag. Open it up. And here it is. Essentially, you know, it's an LCD on a board. It's a custom-made board that ISE made. You can see the LCD is down here on the bottom. The main board is on the top. The power in is on this side. The track power is real simple, just these 2 inputs right here. And then you've got the 12 volt positive ground, and then you've got the wires for the left and the right. So yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wires to hook up. There is then an intermediate left and an intermediate right wire as well. Digger, why do you keep saying now that's swell? Is it, did I miss something? Why is everyone saying things are swell? I don't know. It's an ATM card reader. It does kind of look that way. It does have 4 buttons, and it's kind of nice when you power it up. It does actually show what all the 4 buttons. Ooh, that was not pretty sight. My head in the picture. So let's plug this in, and we can see it come alive. Hopefully. Version 1.1, Iowa Scale Engineering 2020, and right away it just starts up. The buttons are labeled here on the bottom, so load, manual, stop, and configure. So for what we're going to set it up for is right now it's in DCC mode. So what I want to do, the Plumber 33, thank you so much for coming. That static grass looks a little flat. Yeah, that's my big bald spot on the top of my head. Manshed Railroad, I've got to run. Heath, have a great night and keep up the great work. I'm enjoying all the techie stuff that you do. Thank you. Campfire in the backyard as soon as he's done. This could be a while. This could be a while. Heath, Digger Evans says, Heath, I am reliably informed that Americans say some things is swell if it's rather good. I'm practicing so I fit in when I visit. Now I get it. So we're going to configure this for DC. So the first thing we're going to do is go into, so load essentially allows you to go in and load any of the configurations that you have already set up. So you can have up to 14 different configurations for DCC, and then you have, there's basically one DC setup. So you can, pre-program 14 of them in there and then just select different ones as you go. Cancel out of that. We're going to go to configure. So we have locomotive configuration, accessory config. We're going to go down to DC, DCC output. We're going to hit select. And right now you can see it set on DC, C track output. We're going to change it to DC track output, click save. And now when we go back, you'll notice the top now says address DC, speed 20, all that nonsense. You can hit manual, and in manual mode you can just increase the speed here and decrease the speed here, but if you unplug it and plug it back in, it'll go to whatever the configuration is. So the way you actually change the configuration is you go to configure, locomotive config, select, and I'm going to set up the DC configuration. So basically you just, toggle across as you go, and it allows you to set the max speed and the ramp speed. So the max speed, we're just going to set it, let's say 90 for now, and click save, click back again. And now when I unplug it and replug it in again, it should theoretically start up in DC mode, and the speed should be set at 80. And that's pretty much the setup that we're going to do, or 90, right? Sorry, because I said it's a 90. So what it'll do is it's got LRN right here, and that means it's learning. The first sensor it gets to, it is going to assume which sensor it is, and then it'll configure itself to know to switch the DC polarity and run in the opposite direction. So it starts out in LRN mode. It'll ramp up in 1 second to a speed of 90, then it'll just start going back and forth. And that's pretty much the Motorman. It's really pretty much that simple. They do offer a plate that you can get with it. You swap out the front plate with this plate, and this plate has a Motorman off and normal. Basically, it's a on, off, on, double pull, double throw switch. And it's all set up with these wires here, so when this gets put in here, the track wires line right up to it. And then this way you can do what I'm actually going to do. So the way this layout is going to be set up is the Motorman will control the main line for the end scale, and then I'll be able to switch it to normal, and then it'll just run off of DCC. So lots of opportunities, lots of options. I'm sure Heath can make this more complicated. I don't think I can. I don't think I can make this more complicated. This is a pretty darn simple setup. And once I get the wires hooked up, it's just gonna run. Like, it's just gonna work. There's gonna be, did Heath say simple? Lost me about 5 minutes ago. Yes, I said simple. You hook the sensors up, and that's where I'll look at the directions. I'll look at the directions to figure out how to hook the sensors up. You hook the 2 track wires up, and you plug it in. And that's it. And then you're golden. Then you're swell. Digger Evans says, Jerry is helping me too learn common sayings that will help me blend in to keep out of trouble with the cops. Oh, that is too funny. Yep, so simple. Even a monkey can do it. Or an octogenarian. There we go. Yeah, and that's, this old, I'm hoping it's going to be simple. That's the hope. So the next thing that we need to do, now that we got this set up, is we're going to have to mount these. And what I've got is I've got 4 pieces of 9 3/4 straight track. I got the bumpers, and then I've got 2 tracks that come in the feeder kit. So let's zoom back out. So we're gonna open up this feeder kit and take a look at that next, because that's what we're going to be installing these sensors in. Steve87, peace out. Just talk fast when in New York City, Digger. It works. No one understands anyone anyway. Rick, Heath can make lighting a candle complicated. I try. Fred Wilder, are you saying Heath is a monkey, Sean McGee? I think that is what he's saying. Did that just smack into the... I think it's now starting to go a little too fast, and I think it just smacked into... Yeah, it's smacking the bumpers now, so let's turn the speed down. So part of the thing about the speed is you've got to put the sensors far enough into the track so that as it decelerates, it doesn't smack into the bumper. So changing it from 100 to 90, now it doesn't smack into the bumper. So some of there are complicated things. Simple means something completely different than what I call simple to this Heath guy. Yeah. If anybody wants to get a Motorman and anyone wants help setting it up, I am more than happy to help somebody set it up. I think this is one of the greatest things for $99. It's much simpler than programming an Arduino to set this up yourself. The Circuitron AR2 is probably like 60 bucks. So for 90 bucks, you go from a DC only device to a device that can be DCC and DC. I like the Circuitron AR2. You can get it from one of my sponsors, Iron Planet Hobbies. Basically, I'm going into my spiel about thank you, everybody. I just did a new thank you video, so I'm trying a couple new different things, switched up the thank you video a little bit, switched up the animations of it a little bit. So it's about 32 seconds long. I do just want to thank everybody that are members here on YouTube and on Patreon, as well as thanking my sponsors. ISE is not a sponsor of mine. If you're out there listening and you want to sponsor the channel, feel free, but ISE is not a sponsor of mine, but I do have Iron Planet Hobbies, does a lot of DCC stuff, PGH Train Fanatic for background flats. And we got Mr. Mini Prince, Bernard, making all those mini items. So Bernard, don't go take a bathroom break. I know you've seen it before, but come on. I'll be back in about 33 or so seconds.
It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity.
Thank you for thanking me. Thank you for all the support. Sparky saying we need some super stickers in the chat. See if we can confuse them a bit. Doesn't take much to confuse me. Andy Estep says, swell is about as with it as Brill or Ace. The kids say that is fire these days. Question, Heath, do you need more sensors to put it more stops in? Yes. Iowa Scale Engineering, you can get the train spotter sensors. I believe they're $19 a pair. So yes, you would need more sensors depending on how many you want. Yeah, I try and prevent things from smacking into the bumpers, but that is why I use bumpers, because unfortunately things have hit the ground a couple too many times. PKNW Model Works motor break-in real time live, love it. Yeah, I mean, you can it sounds different. You could hear it breaking in, and we're running it back and forth. So Digger Evans, just make sure that you have a week free for Heath to help set you up. I know you're just giving me a hard time. Steven, that's awesome. I think you'll love it. I love mine. I think you'll love it. Exceptional troll. Volts Bailey Model Railroad saying welcome. I don't know who he's saying welcome to. Joe Raider Black Rock Central, thank you so much for placing an order. I really appreciate it. Brian, welcome Brian. Hello Heath, good evening to everyone in chat. Hello Rick and Norman. I actually just bought some Z-Scale kits from Brian, so that project might be coming as well, to see if I can put together some kits for this guy. I got a warehouse kit and I got a chalet kit. So the chalet kit I got because of the background, it'll kind of go in with the background. And the warehouse kit I got just because I might actually be able to put it together. So it's pretty, I'm hoping to get some structures on there. We'll see. Digger Evans, really Andrew, I'll have to do more research. I don't know what Andrew said. Does he have a bathroom in there? If you're asking me, no, there's a bathroom down the hall. Yeah, I can do a Zoom call, whatever you want, FaceTime, however you want to do it. PKNW says it's cooling down from a high of 105. Norman, did he just call you Mini Prince? Did I just call you Mini Prince? Heath, you need to slow down. The thank you, notice the names moved too fast. Yeah, so here's a question for people. I would love people's feedback. I sort of made the decision that I felt like I want to do a thank you video. I want to recognize the people that support the channel, and I want to thank the sponsors. But I also don't want Norman running off to the bathroom every time I play it. So I've got it down around 32 seconds, which is pretty fast. The names go by pretty fast. But I'm doing it to keep it around 32 seconds. If I extended it to like a minute, like, is that okay? Like, would people sit through a minute-long video, or is it better being 32 seconds? So I'm really curious, and yeah. Yeah, Brian, so I don't know if you've seen that before, but that's my little Z-Scale layout. Basically, that one train is going back and forth on a kind of a back and forth thing, and then the other train is just going in a circle. So I made that little bridge there, and I just want to get a couple more things. Can you mix sensors like under the track ends and side one? Yes, the sensors are exactly the same. It's only where the sensor is pointing either out the top. Let's see. I don't know which these are, but we'll find out in a second. Nope, that's not them. Train Spotter also has, there's also block detection devices, but I should have, oh boy. Here's the cicada thing. Let's see. Nope, that's not it. And up there somewhere, I've got a couple more of the Train Spotter sensors. But yeah, they're essentially the same, just with the sensor in a different position. So, yep, that's the answer. Norman has a doctor's note. Yeah. Uh-oh. Do a poll. Oh, I forgot. I've got the poll. I can end that poll, and we'll see. That's a good point. That's a good point. Let's do a poll. I appreciate everybody that answered, but let's see. How long should the thank you video be? So currently it's 30 seconds. So I'll put that first. 30 seconds. Current. CURRENT. I saw a couple 45-second ones, so we'll put in 45 seconds as another one. We'll put in 1 minute, which is 60 seconds for those that are on metric and might not know that. And I'm going to put in a I do not care, because some people don't care and they'll hang around either way. So yeah, I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't mind. Check out the poll and go from there. I usually only show it once. I just saw the question, how many times do I show it? I usually only show it once. Sparky says, do it again. He missed it. Yeah. Can you pause it? I need to go potty now. I can suffer through 30 seconds. I would forget what I was watching after a minute. Why can't you talk over the thank you video? I could do that as well. I thought about doing that more for edited videos where I would like just talk over it. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's an idea too, is when I'm thanking people, I could just be playing the thank you video and talk over it while I'm thanking people. That's an interesting idea. Digger says, who are the sponsors? Yeah, no, Kato Unitrack is not a sponsor. Lauren Hurwitz says, 45 seconds, I'm a slow reader. That is valid. 5342. Where are those 11 people in their thumbs up? I'm just kidding. It's all good. How many times do you show it? There's that question. No, just the once. Norman says do 45 minutes. So Trackside Mike says that it's perfect now, I think. James says 2 hours. So yeah, we tell time definitely a metric at the 28-hour clock. Digger, you know I had to throw that in there. Brian's saying 30 seconds twice. 10 minutes in and then a random time would be good. A lot of times I forget to show it right in the beginning, which is why I try and catch it before the end of the first hour. But yeah, Wigwag says I put 1 minute, but it registered as 30. Yeah, you never know. Did those bad camera, I don't know what we're talking about now. Also, while you're saying hello to everybody in the beginning, I could do that. And I thought of like trying to create one where like I can lay myself over it or something else. Sparky says 30 seconds is great, although if his name's there, to do it as 2 minutes. Mystic says it's pretty good already, Heath. So I guess part of my theory of making it 32 seconds is that people that are members will catch their names. Like I've noticed when I see like the list go by really quickly, but I know that I'm a member, I catch seeing my name because I know it's up there. If you're not on the list, I do realize it's hard to like read everybody's name as it goes. So that's part of why I feel like fast is okay, because, you know, if your name's there, you'll see it. If your name's not there, you won't. So Norman, how do we get here? We got here because you ran off to the bathroom. And because you ran off to the bathroom, I started asking how long should the video be. So far, we've got 35 votes. 31% said 45 seconds. 26% says a minute, and 26% says I don't care. And only 17% says 30 seconds. So it sounds like people would be okay if I went up to somewhere between 45 and a minute. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you look at Jimmy from DIY and Digital, his just flies by, but I see my name every time just because I see it. So Bernard, one of the channel sponsors, wants it up as long as possible. I did actually create I created an image that I completely forgot about adding it in, and I actually sort of forgot where I put it. Let's see if I can find it, and I'll show it to you. I made, let's see, here we go. Not that one. Overlay for videos, here it is. So I made, I'm gonna make this a little bigger so you can see it. So this image right here, I made as a overlay that I could do so right now as I'm talking, I could put that along the bottom so that it would say like who the channel sponsors are. So I've thought about doing things, you know, like that where, you know, I do it as an overlay. I do feel that people are supporting the channel deserve recognition. So I definitely don't necessarily want to. Anyway, how did we get going down that rabbit hole? If I was a member to all the channels I sub to, my social security check would be gone. Yeah, you don't need to sub. Like, I mean, sorry, you need to sub. You don't need to be a member. It is just something that, you know, helps. It helps me, you know, keep a lot of this stuff going. This office, this studio space is something extra outside of my, you know, regular rent. I don't have a basement. I don't have an attic or whatever. So, you know, this space costs money, blah, 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 blah. So it helped, but I appreciate it. I really do appreciate all the support. I like that my name is last. Yeah. Yeah, Mike, Jimmy's does go by really fast, but again, I see the, I do see the, I see my name, so, you know, it does. It helps keep the lights on. I was thinking that I will always just be a member of a few and spread it around some. Yeah, and I know some people do that as well. I like, you know, people just showing up for the videos is enough for me. My goal is more about that my content is good, or I should say, I'm not so much looking for quantitative goals. I'm looking for qualitative goals. So I'm looking for, you know, making the videos better so that people watch more, people share more, you know, people subscribe, but I'm not like counting subscribe. Anyway, we're going down a rabbit hole. I think a 15-second clip for each of them split up. We could do like I could tell, and I know Bernard would do this. If I asked Bernard would absolutely do this. I could have Bernard send me a video, like a 15-second like commercial that I could run, and I'm sure you do that. Digger just using the word swell again, just because. Yeah, and that's it. Like I love that there's a group of regulars that come out. You know, I stream Sunday nights, which gets a slightly different crowd than Tuesday nights. A lot of overlap, but some difference. Yeah, the ticker on the bottom all the time, I find a little distracting. But yeah. Ron says, I don't need to be thanked or said hi to. I know I'm here and I don't have to be acknowledged. Norman says, everyone ignore Ron. What? Come on, Bernard, let's go. Let's make a video. End of month, I get an email with how much I'm putting out to all the YouTubers I'm supporting. Hopefully my wife never sees us. Yeah, Trackside Mike, it's through YouTube or through Patreon, whichever one you want to do. If you're here on YouTube, you can see like Lynn's got a little blue thing at the end of his name, and like Sparky's got a little red one on YouTube that shows up based on how long you're a member. But yeah. See, I knew Bernard would make one. He probably actually has one. He's saying it's on his way now. I bet you if I check my email in like 10 minutes, it's going to be there because he probably already has one. Jeff Thoreau says, I love your Sunday evening streams. They're very educational. Thank you. I try and do, and I want to get back to some more technical stuff. I know I've been doing mostly railroad stuff lately, but like this is a good mix. If people do have questions about the Motorman, if you get a Motorman and you have a problem set up, like I'll bring you up or whatever, and you can, you know, we'll talk through the problem. You know, we'll do blue things, red things. Geez, yeah, it happens. Yeah, supporters help me keep it swanky because you can tell it is swanky in here. It is not swanky in here. So let me move on a little bit. So here's the thing. Iowa Skilled Engineering is not a sponsor, but if you do go and buy a Motorman because you've heard me talking about it, I'd love it if you would just let them know that you heard me rambling on about it over and over and over again. It probably won't help me out much, but I just think it, you know, it can't hurt. Don Head says, to help fund a slightly longer thank you, thanks so much. I think I will probably try and expand it out to about 45 seconds or so and see how it goes. We'll see. Dwight Curley says, I want a bozo nose. That would be funny. I was joking with Jason the Train Freak is an SP, a Southern Pacific guy. And I was joking with him that I have the clown nose Southern Pacific theme. So that's, you know, what is actually the bloody nose theme, I just call the clown nose theme. Hey, Cecilia Perez Benito. I apologize. Cecilia Perez, how about I do that because I'm not good at last names. I'm new but enjoy the channel. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for saying hello in the chat as well so that other people can say hello back. That is really awesome. It's a perfectly cromulent word. I don't know what that means. Now I want to figure out how to say Cecilia's last name. Benitoa? Benitoa? Help me out, people. Help me out. Yeah, everyone's saying hello now. Can you come up and set it up for me? Hey, if you fly me out there, I'll happily come set it up for you. So I do need to move forward because his 80th birthday was several weeks ago, and I still haven't put this together, and I really want to get this together. So let's open this up. There's a little nub here that keeps the cardboard in from falling out. So you just need to release that, and this will slide out. And this is, again, the feeder track, the concrete tie feeder track. And you can see it's got the feeder cable already in it. So we've got two of these right here. So let's move this out this side. And I'm going to hold on to these because I may need them again to repackage stuff. So my idea, my thought is that this is going to be here on the end, right? So I want the sensor somewhere like right around here-ish. So if I flip this over, for me to get the sensor in a good spot, I think probably the place to put it would be like right about here, let's say, right? Let's get some of this out of the way. Sorry, so you can see. Let's zoom in a little bit. All right. So the thought is if I put this here, it'll put the sensor right about there. Let me actually measure. Why not? Because I can. I can do it with this. Let's go look over here real quick and see how close to the end this sensor is. Or this is. So I'm going from the bumper. No, let's go from the end of the track. So it's about 2.5 inches. So if I put this here, so let's see, 2.5 inches would put it further back. So I think what I want to do is actually flip it this way then. So let's see, 2.5 inches seems to be a good spot. And we're going to go, so we're going to go, we'll go a little bit further in just so that I have room to manage the wires. So we're just going to do it right there. That's going to be the decision. The hole's going to be right here. So somebody says, is it a photo sensor? Is it a photo sensor? Technically, it is a reflective infrared proximity sensor with a right angle sensor. So it's a proximity sensor, not necessarily a light sensor. Now, I don't know if it uses light or not. I don't know. Jason the Train Freak, welcome, sir. Thanks for coming. Heath, they haven't started yet. I've got the train running back there. It's running. It's breaking it in. So I think I've got it started. By the time you're done, he'll be celebrating his 81st. I hope not. He's probably gone to sleep already, for all I know. Heath, that might be too close to the end. Yeah, I'm gonna flip it around. 3 hours is the record. Yeah, I did a 3-hour Wednesday night stream once. So it was up till like midnight. My screen on my iPad was getting all blurry. I thought I was having a stroke, but as my battery down to 1%, that happens. An inch or an inch and a half should be enough. as I was talking about earlier, it's as you run it at the faster speeds, it'll run into the bumper, so I'm trying not to do that. Why are you pulling the power feeder at each end? Wouldn't the feeder be better in the middle? Probably, but at 4 feet, it doesn't really matter. This is 8 feet here, and I'm running it at the end, and it just doesn't matter. And the reason I want to do it here is because then I can run these 2 wires together and make them the short wires back to the Motorman, and like just have it. Why does Andy keep talking about pink grass under the RDC? I don't know what he's talking about. Reflective infrared, it reflects infrared light. There you go. Will it work in low light, no light? My understanding is yes. A photoresistor changes resistance with the amount of light. Actually, it won't work in no light. It does need to see the difference between the brightness when it passes over it. So I believe it does need some light. So tonight is to watch and see what not to do. No, this is a birthday gift, so I'm doing it right. Yeah, Mike, I don't know what Andy's talking about with the pink grass either. I feel like he must be on a different stream or something, and I don't know what's happening. So in order to get this in here, what we're going to need to do is 2 things. I'm going to need to drill a hole in this, big enough for the sensor to be seen through, and I'm going to need to cut some of this out, cut this off, down, out of the way, so that I can get this in here. So, what I'm wondering is if I should trim it down first or if I should drill the hole first. Part of me wants to drill the hole first, and I don't really know why. Oh, pink foam. I don't have any pink foam. I was so confused. I'm like, what is he talking about? I don't have pink foam. I'm so confused. Jerry, I am so glad you're here to explain that, because I just couldn't figure it out. Wait, so this video, oh, it looks pink because it's reddish. The camera is showing, oh, red because it's the blue with the light. I can fix it so it doesn't look red, but now I understand. Now I understand. My sensors are mounted on the end, not the side. Yes. So you can get these. We were talking about this. Oh, not that one. So Jason, if you would have showed up on time for the stream, we were talking about that earlier. They make 2 different versions. They make what's called the right-angled version, where the sensor is coming out this way, and then they make the one with the ones out the end, which are the ones out the end. And if you get the ones out the end, they do also sell these mounts you can get, and these mounts help secure them under the track, or I used hot glue on some of them. So I agree, Split Rock, the Bud car is running nicely. Ding, 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 tell him what he's won, Johnny. It's pink because it's a radish. It shines IR up the hole and senses when it reflects off the train. There you go. I like the idea of just talking gibberish to Heath and guessing. Yeah, I don't know. Mike says, I'll never forget the day we went and got it. Had a heart attack on the way home. No worries, I live. We assume you lived because you're still here. So that's good. Therefore, since I don't have the same sensors, I am not to follow your directions. Correct. Who calls it an RDC and who calls it a Bud car? I'm still liking this. 41 votes we're up to, and it's almost split across the board, but most people don't care. It looks like at this point, so I think we're doing okay either way. Okay, it's been swell, but I have to go. It's 2:15 a.m. I need sleep. See you later, Digger. Thank you for coming. Let's grab a drill bit and let's see about making making a hole, and I don't see the drill bit I wanted. Oh, here they are. So I've got these drill bits, which I like for this type of thing. And I am going to see, I don't know if they will, no, they won't fit in here. Some of these are huge things. I'll need to get out the drill. So I am going to drill a much bigger hole than I need, just because I want to make sure that, so one of these is the sensor and one of these is the light. So I need to make sure that we're, you know, we're getting a big enough hole out of this. Let me get a little marker just to put a dot in the center, just so I can maybe line this up if I'm lucky. We'll see if I'll actually be able to line it up. So I'm going to put it on, so second dot out right in the center, right there. So second dot out right in the center, right there. So that's where I'm gonna drill. Drill looks like a small nuclear device. I don't know about that, but I'm just gonna use this small one. Get the hole started. What do I have that I can drill on? Let's drill on this. I do not want to drill a hole in my table, or at least I should say it is a goal of mine not to drill a hole on the table. So that should be more than big enough. I'm trying to just clean it up in the other direction a little bit. There we go. So there's our hole. One hole down, another hole to go. Let's see if I can make them the same size. Let's see how close I can get, I should say, to making them the same size. I believe these are called step bits if you've never seen them before. Yeah. I like them for this type of thing. Allows me to sort of, you know, start the hole, get the hole going, and then make it a little bigger without having to get out a bunch of different drill bits. And that worked very well. So now we just clean up, because I like to clean as I go, keep the workspace neat. All right. So the next part of this is cutting this down, cutting this nubbin off, and cutting this down a little bit. And here's where yes, stepper bits for the guy that doesn't organize his drill bits. Exactly. 1/4 inch should be enough, might be in the instructions. I think it does say 1/4 inch. I think you're right. Love how that ruler measurements are lined up the exact same. I don't know what Andy's talking about again. Andy's confusing me again. I'm so confused. Where are you catching one of those, Bernard? What is Bernard catching? I'm looking forward to a ride in a RDC Bud card in a month. I don't know what he's up to. Oh, Tom Stock. Are you going to Tom Stock? I thought about trying to go to Tom Stock. It's in Jim Thorpe, right? That looks like it's going to be a fun event. So, stepper bits. Jeez. You know the second track didn't have power, right? I don't know what you're saying. These holes are for the sensors. So there's going to be a sensor on either end, right? So this is going to be, let's make this wider. So this track will be way down here on this end. This track will be way down here on this end. There'll be one sensor in this track, and there'll be one sensor in this track. And there'll be track in the middle here, and the RDC will go back and forth between these two. So I need one on either side. Nubbin is the technical term. There we go. There we go. Yeah, July 14th. That does look interesting. So part of my thought is to just cut them off. My other thought is I did get the Dremel actually down off the shelf. And I'm thinking about using the Dremel, because if I use the Dremel, that would make this very easier. Oh, let's see what it say. Usually rulers have inches on one side and centimeter the other, having measurements the same as well, this is an eighths on one side and 16ths on another. So it doesn't, yeah. I don't know why. It's just the way it is. I just work here, as they say. Let's just get out the Dremel. Let's make my life easier. This Dremel was actually a birthday gift from the girlfriend's dad, my partner's father. DB Tech says, I knew a Dremel was going to come out. Why not, right? So the real question is, what should I use to cut this? And I'm thinking I'm going to use this guy and just hack the crud out of it. Or should I use this guy? Let's use this guy. It's got a little different tip end to it. And I am making a mess. As always making a mess. So now I don't know how loud this Dremel's going to be. So, and I probably should have not put that away until I actually used the wrench. Angled dikes would be faster and cleaner. I'm going to cut it first, and then I'm going to probably do this. It's just more fun this way, though, right? And that's what this is all about, is fun. I don't actually think I have angled dikes either. Remember, corrective lenses are not protective lenses. I know that's true. Are you going to make me put on glasses? The problem with my other glasses, though, is that I won't actually be able to see once I put them on. So that's probably why I'm going to avoid putting them on. Oh, that's actually very flat, cutting that off like this. Boy, that cut off real easy. And now we're just going to, so the end of this, I don't know how loud that is. So the end of this is it's an end mill, essentially. So I'm going to use the end of it, hopefully, to just clean this up a little bit. Is everyone having fun yet? How loud is this? Do I even have the right camera on so you can see what I'm doing? So we're close. We're close. It's almost flat. Let's go a little bit more. Turn the speed up a little bit. That helped. Yeah, no smoke yet. Good sign. You can't hear it. Oh, that's kind of cool. Try goggling glasses. See Heath. I could put the safety vest on. I do have it down here. So now that that's flat, we should be able to come up with a nice way to secure that. And I have, you know what I would really want to use would be some foam. If I had some foam double-sided tape, that would be pretty darn perfect, but I don't think I have any foam double-sided tape. I do think, now that I did all that cutting out, I guess I should have done this first, but I should have checked to see if this actually fits under the track, which I'm assuming it does. Looks like I may need to do another video on this because at some point I'm going to have to end this stream. Yeah, so it's going to fit pretty easily. Pop out. Yeah, I do have hot glue too. I could get that out. I could put the hard hat on if people, the hard hat's easier for me to grab. So we could put the hard hat on. Good night, everybody. Good night, Jason. I'm not leaving quite yet. Yeah, I could use hot glue. The only thing about hot glue is if I ever need to get it off of this, I'm a little worried about that, whereas, you know, for me, tape would be easier. Easier not to make as much of a mess. So, okay, so one more time, we're gonna make some loud noises maybe, or maybe not. Bernard, thanks for coming. Have a good night. So Roy is saying hot glue is easy to remove. I don't know that I'm going to get the hot glue out tonight, so, but I do have a hot glue, do have a little hot glue thing. So that's definitely an option. Of course, the problem, I don't know if you can hear me talking while I'm doing this, but the problem with using the hot glue is that with it being so hot right now, it'll probably remelt as it goes through the United Post Office. So that might be interesting. So that worked out pretty well, cutting that. Let's zoom in. So Cecilia, I did plug in the Motorman earlier, and I set it up for DC. I went through the menus and set it up for DC. I'm unfortunately, I'm probably going to wrap this up the next 15-20 minutes or so. So I probably won't get this fully set up, but yeah, we're getting there. I mean that cleaned up real nice right there. So I'm very happy with the way that turned out with the Dremel, with this little end mill tool that I got here. So what I got this tool for was actually to make the cutouts I needed in the track for the magnets on the time saver, the uncoupling magnets. So I have a little like depth gauge thing, and I line that up and I put it over the track, and I would cut out the ties this way. So I cut out about halfway through the ties, and using that Dremel with this end in it worked really well for that. Let me see real quick. Oh, you know what? So yes, I may go back and use hot glue, but I did just find double-sided tape. So I think I'm gonna use that for now. At least we'll see how well it holds. I don't know how loud this is. All right, so what I'm gonna do, so I use double-sided tape actually on my N scale. I've got these right-angled ones, and I've actually got double-sided tape on them, and they're holding really well. So I'm gonna try it with this. We'll see how it goes. Not loud. Dave Thurber, Crooked River and Eastern, just saying goodnight. Thanks for swinging by at the end. Do people want to see the rest of this on Tuesday? We can, your screaming is louder than the tool. I guess I probably should stop screaming. I talk so loud. It's like you guys are so far away that I feel like I have to yell when I talk to you. So that's, you know, I need to talk, not talk so loud. Would people want to see me finish? Would people want to see me finish this on Tuesday? If you do, just let me know in the chat whether I should finish it or not, and we can possibly do that. So let's disconnect the wires so I can do this. I love these. Are so Iowa Scaled Engineering just did a great job, great job with this. So let's get a piece of this. It's hard to cut, and it's way too wide. It's way too wide. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna see if I can find. I don't think this pairs can cut fine enough. So let's grab this, and we're just gonna cut that off. So a bunch of people are saying yes, wrap it up Tuesday, finish them. Thank you. Either way, I want to see it working. Yeah, so we can definitely finish this up on Tuesday. So just doing a little trim there, cutting that off. Don't know how well that's gonna. I may need to use hot glue for this because of the way it's, or I might need to like double it up or something. Let's see. Guess the good news is we can try multiple things depending on what works. So it is staying. We can see it staying right now, but it does look like hot glue is probably going to be a better option, just because hot glue is going to be a better option. But for now we're going to use this and just go with that. But yes, it does fit cleanly underneath this. So yeah, HO scale, you can get the right angle ones and they'll fit right under without having to cut holes in your track, in your bench work. So yeah. I think you want that tight up against the track. It can't go tight up against the track. Here, I'll show you. Let's get a closer up of this. So the way they made this, and maybe it's the way they made this is all the circuitry is on this side. The sensor is up over here, right? So the thickest part of this is actually this connector at the end here. So there's not really any way to get this any closer to the benchwork because of this connector right here. So it does, but if you see it, it does, I mean, it's pretty good height-wise coming through like that. And that's why I made the hole bigger than the way I did, because it comes through pretty well on it. So yeah. Heath, you're so tidy. Do you vacuum your vacuum after you use the vacuum? I have actually never emptied the vacuum since I've had it. I've been in here since last August, I guess it is. So not quite a year yet. Probably had the vacuum 6 months out of that or whatever. I haven't ever opened it, so I don't know. I don't know. Uh-oh. I think I just made this too long. I was distracted talking. Oh no, we should be okay. We're okay. So we're going to do the same thing again, put the tape on. What I'll probably end up just doing is holding this down and putting hot glue on the sides, I think is what I'm going to do. So I'll use a combination of the foam tape and hot glue. But yes, at some point I probably need to empty the vacuum, because at this point I don't know what is in the vacuum. So that would probably be a good thing to do. I just realized trains are still running. Everything is still running up there. I got them running slow tonight too. Yeah, Thomas, that is so true. That is so true. I probably have a couple couplers and stuff at least in there. You know, who knows exactly what else I have, but there are definitely some train parts in there. But that's all, you know, it's all part of it, right? So yeah, I should be able to get this wired up Tuesday actually with how far I got, and move, you know, set up a couple more of these pieces of track here on the bench, and you know, lay it out, get this wired up, because the wiring of it up right now probably only take me, well, if I actually just did it without getting distracted, it'd probably take me 5 minutes. If I did it while keeping up with the chat, it could take me hours for all I know. But yeah, I mean, I feel it's simple. I know people were giving me a hard time, and I've got a bug in here that's bothering me. I know people in here were joking about that this is, you know, this is complicated, and that, you know I'm saying it's easy, but it's actually complicated. But I am curious, you know, as people see this, is this, like, do you think this is a complicated process? Do you think you would be able to put something like this together? So, I noticed the chat has slowed down to a screeching halt. I know I am starting to wane a little bit myself, but I'm happy with the progress that I've made. Ian says it doesn't look overly complicated, which is good, and that's what I'm hoping. I mean, I hope it's not overly complicated. It's scary, scary, but not overly complicated. Sean McGee asks, with the Motorman Heath, can you program it to pause for a period of time before it changes directions? Yes. You can with DCC, you can't with DC. But yes, if you're using DCC, you can do pauses as well as do intermediate stops as well. So, Lynn says, just watching, don't mean to distract you. It's all good. Focused on my work, can't chat while watching. Norman says, easy peasy. Norman, I want to see you doing this. I want to see you doing this to ensure that when I send this off, that my girlfriend's 80-year-old father is going to be able to put this together on his end, which I sure hope he is. Wigwag says, have a great evening all. Thanks, Heath, for showing us more on the Motorman. I can't wait to get mine. I can't agree anymore. It is a fantastic piece of hardware. So thank you for being here. Thank you for everyone that supports both me and all of the channel sponsors. From the city that never sleeps. Oh, I'll see everybody Tuesday night, I hope, for the completion of this project at 8 o'clock on Tuesday night. And from the city that never sleeps, farewell, model citizens.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. About It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about